happy that you people are here with us. Now we have a program. It's not going to be so long. I want to welcome remarks by Chair, the CEO and Deputy CEO remarks, the website preview or review, responses from all members, any other business from all members, website launch, group photo, and closure. I believe each one of you has seen this program, so I do want to pass a vote. Are we comfortable with this agenda, or there is any form of amendment we can do? Kindly. Any amendment, or we are good to go? CEO, now you're the one who has the powers to advise. I've done my part for now. All right, the arrival was done. So prayer. I do request to have a volunteer to pray for us. I don't want to pinpoint anyone, but if you feel that you're blessed and you can bless this specific session, please kindly, I think God has already identified you. You can give us a word of prayer so that we can officially start off this meeting.
All right, let's ourselves with prayer. Dear Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for being us together as a family. We thank you for this most and beautiful day that you have bestowed upon us in your glory. We seek for your wisdom, your protection, and your guidance in everything that we do. In Jesus' mighty name, we believe.
So we're going to introductions. I did introduce myself, but since I'm going to be speaking in a few, I will start with the person on my right. We shall move like this. I've used this technique to start with a high table so that the people on the other side can get to know us, and you people are going to a little bit tell us some simple detailed profile CV of yours or something like that, if you may wish anyway. Because we are here to network and get to know each other on what we do. You never know. The next day you might find me in a certain place and I'm the one to endorse that calendar, or you might find Madame there, is the one supposed to recommend you somewhere. So let's start with the person on my right. Kindly introduce yourself to the members, what you do, and that's it.
My name is Ketchika Julian. In the foundation, I act as the head of legal affairs. I am a practicing advocate. I work with legal advocates.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tuliamushaba Albert. I work as Deputy CEO, and I'm a water engineer.
Okay, hello, I'm Dagid Angela Ruth. I'm an advocate, and in the Media Foundation, I'm on the board of legal advisors. I work with Statutory Associated Advocates. I also work as a legal advisor in IRC, that's in Labor. So I also volunteer in orphanages, Alive Uganda. So in case you see me in any place, that's where I always link upon.
Ivan Tukundani is my name. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of this foundation. I welcome you. Thank you for coming through.
Better and good manners to start with Tukundani for purposes of, keeping me attentive.
Yes, hello. I am Hilary Nwareba, and in the foundation I work as the procurement manager, and I am an electrical engineer by profession.
My name is Augustine Twimse. I work with a Sigma, it's a consulting firm just here at Kololo. I helped design the website.
Protocol observed. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nisima Innocent. I'm employed with Vivo Energy, which most of us understand as Shell. I'm a business developer in charge of sales and marketing under for what we call corporate merchandising. Ivan is a colleague, a friend, and a brother. Happy to be here today.
Hello everyone. My name is Ashaba Blessing Cleon. I'm a student at UCU pursuing Bachelor's of Arts in Journalism and Mass Communication. I'm so happy to be here.
My name is Wadulo Makanold. I'm a friend to Ivan. I think I've met some of you before. Happy to be here for this great initiative. I work here at UBC as a journalist, news anchor, and show producer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Masamba Panashe. I'm a lawyer by profession. I work with Miss Julian Kechika.
Don't get surprised. A lot happens within this room. We are a sizable number. We are always busy. We can't all be here at the same time. So if you are here, others are doing other things. But we always share knowledge, so you can never miss out, even if you're not part of whatever goes here. My name is Ivan Kahwa Ateng. I come from Masindi. I'm a Munyoro by tribe. I'm a journalist specializing in investigative crime, analytical, and human interest reporting. I have been in media for a decade, during which I have also taught journalism, media law, news writing and reporting, audio and video production in Uganda. I am the CEO of X-Talent Academy, which trains youth to embrace art as a business, rather than just a leisure activity. Through this academy, we have trained numerous young people in music and connected some to various employment opportunities. I also serve as the Deputy CEO of Center Media Group and as a writer at New Light Paper, an affiliate to Center Media Group. This platform is similar to what Tukundane Media Foundation aims to achieve. And we are poised to do even better with a carefully selected team that I am speaking to right now. In this foundation, I've been entrusted with the role of Chief of Operations, and I look forward to working with all of you to launch this new initiative. It is not just my day to give a speech, but our day to breathe life into this foundation, which will impact society through information dissemination and serve as a reference for solution-based programming and ideas. Operations require machinery, funding, staff, and proven expertise to manage information flow, which presents a challenge I approach with optimism. To maintain our presence in the media space as Tukundane Media Foundation, we must seek operational support, including partnerships and sponsorships. This is so crucial and critical for the running of any kind of business. And I'm glad that every member here will add onto the stone on what we want to achieve. And the CEO will provide more details on this shortly. I believe in moving forward and embracing criticism, whether positive or negative, while focusing on recommendations for improvement. I am confident that working with this team will be an excellent experience and will showcase the power of connectivity. As I conclude, I encourage members to share any ideas and concepts that could benefit the foundation, no matter how sophisticated that idea could be. We will always pitch and ensure that it is done. I have one of my colleagues here, Wadolo Mark Arnold, is good at pitching. And I believe even if you brought your concept and it's very, very technical, at least we can break it down. As journalists, we are trained to do that. That's why when you speak for about 5 hours in a conference, you'll go back on TV and try to peruse through to see whether you made sense. So that's the advantage of journalists. They squeeze what you've spoken in 5 hours in 1 minute to make sense to you. But it's you who said it anyway. So with that, I want to invite the Chief Executive Officer to come and offer his maiden speech. After your speech, sir, you will also invite the Deputy CEO to make his statement. I thank you.
Thank you so much, and I take the opportunity to welcome everyone. Thank you for showing up. I don't take for granted the little time you share off your busy schedules to come and be part of this wonderful function. I want to be also as brief as possible, but a bit detailed as well, to ensure that you know the direction of the foundation. I'm Ivan Tukundane, the Executive Director, Tukundane Media Foundation, and I take pride to give you the background of the foundation. Tukundane Media Foundation is dedicated to harnessing the power of media and technology to drive positive change. Its mission is empowering truth, inspiring change, which I believe everyone has heard about. And it focuses on promoting transparency and fostering informed decisions with a vision to foster critical thinking using technology to inspire creativity. The foundation aims to ignite innovative solutions and encourage thoughtful engagement in our society. And I want to describe how the idea came in. I know when I start speaking about the idea, how it came in, I tried to summarize it in writing, why I can even speak for hours describing all the challenges, the people who never thought it can be, what. So I tried to summarize all that Rugambo into a single paragraph. It was not easy to start at Kundane Media Foundation, which initially began as IT Media, but later on when we decided to legalize the entity, we found that we are calling it Kundane Media Foundation. There was a lot of procrastination, thinking that you say I'm beginning next month, next year, next what. But along the way, the idea which was supposed to begin way back in 2022, in August, ended up coming to reality a year later. It started when majority, including my close friends, workmates here and elsewhere, and relatives through, it would be dead on arrival, except Ivan Kahwa. This gentleman, I don't know where he gets the confidence to believe in me. For him, he thinks I can do anything. So he used it to give me motivation. Wadulo Mark Arnold, that gentleman mentored me for 1 vigorous year in media mentorship. What I forgot to tell you is, professionally, I am a teacher by profession, literature English. But ever since I finished my bachelor's, even before I ventured into media, therefore I needed someone with enough expertise to blend me through the media industry, which Wadulo did for a full year, and later after did some project to test whether I am fit to standard. So whatever I'm doing, actually, I'm trying to make him proud, because I think for any teacher or any mentor, you need to see your mentee thriving. Lolin Kazmoto, who is going to come through later, is executing some documentary. She has sent in the apologies, which is part of what we do, but it is a private work. She's going to come through. And who kept him telling me it's possible every time we met, and actually, they went ahead to offer time and get hosted on my podcast. If you check on YouTube, things are documented and they are on record. Okay? Yeah. Additionally, Fajir Monday, I must first send apologies. The gentleman is very sick, but he was supposed to be here. The gentleman motivated me a lot, and he never turned down any appointment I made with him for journalistic work. This motivated me immensely and showed me that I was light at the end of the tunnel. The people who attended my graduation, I promised them that the next time I will invite 1 or 2 of them in an address, I will be a CEO of my own company, which I think people thought it was, I was pleasing streets, but it was not intended to please the streets. Wadulo was here, Ivan Kaho, majority of guys here, they were there. So that is something that I have achieved in 2 years later. I graduated in 2022. It is now in 2024. I'm now the CEO of my own company, but it is our company, not my company. Much as I am the one driving, I'm on the steering. Okay? All right. I felt Kundane Media Foundation had to start to leverage media and technology to foster critical thinking and inspire creativity. I recognize the need for a platform that promotes transparency, informed decisions, and innovative solutions. If I can briefly take you through what we do documentaries, which are a skill which I gained from the mentorship of Wadulo Mark Arnold. But apart from that, I'm not doing documentaries as an individual. As a foundation, we have a team of expertise. Assuming there you have had your CEOs somewhere and you want some accountability documentaries, trust us, we are going to give you the best because we have the skills. I am working with a team which is having actually a decade of experience in media. I'm half a decade, but I have people who are very experienced. So I think we can execute that project. We do podcasting, which I believe majority of you have seen. We mentor and skill young journalists, those at campus, and those who are intending to. Sometimes people are in different professions. That's why you see diversity in my team. It is not entirely centered on media people, but some people are passionate about media and they can give a contribution. In Kundane Media Foundation, we value a contribution and value you add on us, regardless of your profession. We do video and photo journalism, graphic designing, and then social media engagement. I'm briefly giving you the challenges we might have faced and which we might be still facing, but to highlight a few, we are facing a challenge which Uganda is also facing as a country, funding. You know, I understand that everyone where you are in your different work operations, funding is always an issue. So we are faced with a shortage of funding to buy equipment, to establish new offices, to do the foundation activities. We are faced with technology, acquiring and mastering the necessary technology for media production and distribution, audience engagement, building a listener base and gaining traction in a competitive media landscape. If you realize, you see that everyone now, majority of people are coming into media, and to break through, you must come with something outstanding to make the audience, because all of us, we are competing for the people, to make sure that we give an impact, people appreciate what we do, and it is not easy. Content creation, developing compelling and relevant content that aligns with the foundation's mission is also, but we are trying, much as it is also part of the problem. Networking, establishing connections with experts, partners, and stakeholders to enhance the foundation's reach and impact. We are here, I understand before we leave here, all of us, we shall know one another, what we do, where we operate from, but we need to go even the networking beyond here to tap into these NGOs, tap into government entities that can trust us with their work and they can believe in us. I must say, despite these challenges, my commitment to strategic approach helped me in overcoming obstacles and advancing the foundation's goals. For that matter, before even I can proceed, I call everyone who has come, please, on the challenges we are facing and which we are continuing to face. I implore each and every one of you who can provide ideologically, financially, socially, in every aspect. If you have come with your burning idea, please don't go with that idea. Avail us that idea so that it can help us to put it into reality. If you have come with a coin, don't go back with it, because the foundation is in need of finances. How we intend to carry out our podcasts? We intend to create engaging and informative podcast episodes focused on topics that align with the mission of promoting truth and inspiring change. Invite thought leaders, experts, and influencers to provide diverse perspectives and insights. Like Ivan Kawa, how we have said, we always engage different people in politics, in media, business, entertainment, to make sure that we have diverse content that aligns with our mission and with the societal expectations. We are planning to also use advanced recording and editing tools to ensure high quality audio production standards. When we talk of high quality, that means we need money to buy these equipments. We are not intending to use them. We are not intending to just use them, but secure them and make sure that our content is up to standard. Oversee the foundation's financial planning and budgeting. So I want to thank you so much, Chief of Operations. We are performing work. By the way, you are one of the outstanding staff I have that is doing his work very well. Thank you so much. Okay. Executive Director, Ivan Tukundane. Okay. Yeah. Among other responsibilities he's going to be doing, is going to develop and implement the foundation's overall vision and strategy. He's going to oversee major decisions and ensure alignment with the foundation's mission. And finally, he's going to represent the foundation in external engagements and build relationships with key partners and donors. My deputy, Albert Triamshaba, is going to assist the CEO in executing strategic initiatives and managing day-to-day operations. My gentleman, you are going to oversee specific projects or programs as delegated by your boss, CEO. Interim leadership, step in the CEO as needed and manage key areas in their balance. So in case I'm not available, please, you will always take up the responsibility to manage these experienced guys. Head of Communications, Ms. Lorraine Kazmoto, among other roles he's going to perform, is going to manage and enhance the foundation's relationship with the media outlets and the place. Is going to develop and oversee communication strategies, including press releases and public announcements. And finally, is going to ensure effective communication within the organization and keep members informed of key updates. Head of Finance. Head of Finance, she's not here, but among other roles she's going to do, she's going to oversee the foundation's financial planning, budgeting, and financial reporting. Is going to fundraise, develop, and implement strategies to secure funding and manage financial resources. Finally, she's going to ensure financial practices adhere to legal standards and organizational policies. I have here two councils, they will guide her, I believe. Head of Procurement, Mr. Hilary, is going to source and manage relationships, design and implement programs that align with the foundation's mission, track program performance and impact, and adjust strategies as needed. Is going to manage resources and budgets for various programs and initiatives. Chief of Operations, Ivan Kahwa, whom I believe some are very sharp guy, but among other roles is going to be doing, is going to streamline operations and improve organizational processes, ensure effective collaboration between different departments and teams. And finally, it's going to oversee logistical aspects of the foundation's activities and events. General Secretary is not here, but among other roles she's going to maintain accurate records of meetings, decisions, and correspondence. It's going to provide administrative support to the foundation's leadership and the board. And finally, it's going to manage internal communications and coordinate between departments. Legal Affairs, our General Secretary, as I talk. She's going to ensure the foundation's activities comply with relevant laws and regulations. Is going to draft and review contracts, agreements, and legal documents. So those of you with something to do, really, you see we are doing things in Mateka. And finally, she's going to identify and mitigate legal risks associated with the foundation operations. Whatever we're going to do is seek legal advice to see that we optimize the risk of what we are going to do. Board advisors represented. They are going to provide expert advice and strategic recommendations to the foundation's leadership, leverage their initiatives, offer independent perspectives on the foundation's performance and strategic direction. And briefly, I want to tell you why, among others, I decided to choose this team I'm working with. Okay? Why this team? We decided to choose this team for a number of reasons. We did not randomly choose the team. No. We chose the team because of some reasons. One, because of their expertise. Depending of their expertise. Now, like Ivan Kau is having a decade plus of experience. Each team member brings specialized knowledge crucial for their role, ensuring that all areas are managed by experts and So when we talk of chief of operations, ideally you see the man is overqualified for the position. So we took time to see, do they have the expertise to run the role we are placing them into? Then the next is shared vision. Majority of team members, actually, if not all, we have a shared vision. The team members are aligned with the Tukundane Media Foundation's mission and vision, demonstrating strong commitment, fostering critical thinking, and inspiring creativity. While others, we followed the proven track record. Depending on what they have been doing, the team's history is essentially for executing Tukundane Media's Foundation strategic goals effectively. We also considered complementary strength. The diverse background and expertise of the team members complement one another, creating a well-rounded leadership team capable of addressing various challenges and opportunities. If you were very sensitive, I think you had a water engineer. I am an electrical engineer. We considered that factor also. Amidst them being in a different profession, their passion for media and what they can complement our team, really, we deemed it ideal that they can also be part of us. Then finally, leadership and collaboration. Strong leadership and collaborative skills among team members ensure a cohesive and productive work environment. For example, when we look at our legal head, she's a very good team player. What I know is of status, but just in case you find the status is okay, she's going to be a good team player in your family. Okay. We have 880 subscribers. On X, we are also there with 32 followers. TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, Medium, and Telegram. All those social media platforms, we are active. Concerning resource mobilization, we are trying to point out strategic measures on how we can collect resources. Beyond here, how can we mobilize and get resources? We are planning fundraising campaigns, annual fund drives, organize events, both online and offline, to gather community support. Under still fundraising, we are going to donor relations, develop a donor relations program to encourage sustainable contribution through personalized communication and recognition. And these things, I'm not just reading them to please your ears. We are going to do these things. Some of you, I told you, 2 years later, I'm going to have a company. You thought I was joking. Now it is legalized. It is a legal entity. So we are not just pleasing your ears. These are things we are thinking. We sat down and started thinking, how can we mobilize those funds? For us, we shall do our best. We don't know how long it will take for us to get those funds, but we shall do it. Grant applications. Under grant applications, we're going to do research, identify and apply for grants for governments, from governments, NGOs, and philanthropic. I'm having an issue pronouncing this word, not because I don't know how to pronounce it, but because of the previous scenario many of you know about what happened. So now I have a problem, but it is coming from the word philanthropy. Abantu nga ba mitima migabi. That is what it means. From those people, philanthropic organizations, grant writing teams establish a dedicated team to craft compelling grant proposals. Partnerships, we shall collaborate with other organizations for joint grant applications, expand potential funding like All-Star Media, PR and Media. We shall come and partner with you. You help us in getting those funds. Is the CEO, Wadulo Mark Arnold, All-Star PR and Media company, which mentored me for 1 vigorous year. We shall do corporate sponsorships. Under corporate sponsorships, we shall approach companies for sponsorships, offering brand visibility through our media foundation, events, and media content. Also, there is corporate social responsibility initiatives. Aligned with corporate social responsibility are programs where companies support causes matching with their values. And in-kind contributions, we shall seek non-monetary support, such as equipment or services to reduce operational costs. Like now someone can say, like my brother Sylvia can say, now, depending on what I've seen, I've given you 5 cameras. At least we shall have minimized our costs. Then we shall do gala fundraising, organize gala dinners and benefit concerts to raise funds through ticket sales and auctions, webinars and online courses, public-private sponsorships, and NGO alliances, among others. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So, in totality, I don't know if I can inquire from my chief of operations if there is anything I have. Okay. Thank you so much. By the way, I think I'm going to plan about increasing your salary. Okay. We are, by implementing these strategies, the Kundane Media Foundation can secure the resources needed to sustain and grow its impact, ensuring long-term success. Finally, the team and our world audience, I want to assure you of all our commitment to success. We are dedicated to making the foundation thrive, and your support is crucial to achieving our goals. We invite you to join us on this journey through financial contributions, innovative ideas, or any form of support. you can offer. Together, we can build something truly impactful. I must remind you, we are a recognized legal entity operating under the laws. So trust us, let us unite our efforts and create a future where truth and creativity inspire real change. Your involvement will make all of this a difference. I remain Ivan Kundane. I thank you so much for your kind attention. Please join us and offer what you can. Have a good day.
So I guess you've had, it's a lot of chemistry, fundraising, donation, raising money is not something easy. It's not a matter of waking up, no gamba today, let me go and do something, then people will come and support. You know, all the big dreams we see out there start small. It doesn't need you to start with the people who are directly in line with that. We have seen most of the best anchors in Uganda who did not do journalism. They are either accountants. You remember Bale Francis, the late? He didn't study journalism, but he was one of the best in the country. So it's very possible. I see the legal brains, I see the engineers, I see the journalists and quite many others. So my shoes are a little bit smaller to call the deputy CEO, so I'm going to inconvenience the CEO to come and do just exactly that, which is not my role. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I take the honor to welcome my deputy to come and give something.
Once again, I'm Tujamushaba Albert, a water engineer, and now I'm working with 80 plumbers as a managing director. Thank Ivan for trusting me, for appointing me as his deputy CEO, Ivan Tukundane Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and dear colleagues, as we stand on the cusp of new opportunities and challenges, I want to emphasize the importance of team spirit. The strength of Tukundane Media Foundation lies not in the effort of a few, but in the collective will and dedication of us all. In the spirit of teamwork, let us push forward, confident that our combined effort will lead us to new heights. Thank you.
Now we're going to the most interesting part. Now here, let me check your IT. We're going to go to the websites. I think we all have phones. We opted for a projector, but we didn't manage to get it. But because the foundation looks at ICT and communication as something, which is quite important, I believe, as someone explains here, you can be able to scroll on your phone and see what exactly we are doing. Kati, the type of phones, which one is faster, slow, that one don't mind. So you can as well peep into your neighbor's phone. So I want to invite the person, the main man. You're the main man today. It's not us. Because you have to explain to us the nitty-gritties. Why you chose color blue, black, what the logo, Binji, it's a lot of things. Then we shall also have comments from members on what they think, what we can amend. At least what we did, I did make a recommendation on the amendment of the logo. Because before it was merely just a wave showing audio, but I said, can't we have something like a hand showing that we are lifting something, It portrays light, support, then wave. That's how we came up with it. But as well, you can also recommend. But even if you type tukundanemediafoundation.org, you can go to the website. Right, kindly, please.
Thank you, Ivan. Again, my name is Augustine Twimse. I'm an electrical engineer by profession, though that's not what I do currently. I'm a systems developer. I develop actually quite more complicated systems other than just the website. Where I work, we don't do websites. So, by the fact that I knew Ivan, and it's not my work, but I find it not so hard, I decided to help out. So for the website, first I want to thank you, Ivan, for taking that initiative. It's very common that when you're a young founder, these are some of the things you never consider serious, but in actual sense they are. So I'm glad that you took that step. What you're seeing currently, really, the current build-up, it's something that has been done in a month, and it's just the beginning. I know there are so many comments that would come by, but at the same time, there are so many improvements that are going to come by. So this is not just the final. I imagine as the company starts to grow, there are so many things that will need to be integrated. And so they will be added as well. Not everything can be done right now on the website. And so what happens when you start to do impactful work and you have impact numbers, you have to indicate that, because in most cases when you're working with sponsors or the people that are willing to fund you, that's the kind of information they are looking out for. So the website, in this 1 month, that's what I've been able to do. It's a different view, but again on the phone, so this is the phone for mobile. Then on the laptop, it's a whole other different view. That means it's responsive, in that for each and every screen size, whether it's a tablet, it won't be the same, but all the information will be there. So I'm going to start on the landing page. Empowering truth, inspiring change. I did that such that every first time come at the new website can really see what this company is all about. First time, without even having to read all the details. You want that something that intrigues you to go further, to read down. I tried to show some of the work that Ivan had done already. That's why you're seeing some people there. I think you know some of them. That button, when you press it, of course, it's not active as per now. But idea, this is something it can change. You're going to tell me if it's something that should be changed. But that kind of shows you the kind of people that we've worked with. So somehow, I don't want you to come to the website and now think, now these young people, what can they do? But really, when you see the people that you already know in the country and they have kind of done some work for them to be recognized, then you develop that bit of trust. So in developing this website, these are some of the considerations that were at the back of my mind. Then the first thing, who we are. That's why there is Ivan talking about Kunane Media Foundation and how they are planning to harness technology and media to educate, entertain, and transform society. The vision, the mission, and now I added discover more, because when you say that, yes, now you already know what the company is about, but what actually do they do? That's why we have a discover more button, such that the moment you press it, it can really take you to what actually we do. That's why you're going to find documentaries. On documentaries, really, it's a small description of what documentaries are. Some people might be interested in your services, but actually they don't know they are called documentaries. I already imagine a future where this is also going to change. That part of documentaries, people are interested in seeing the previous work that you've done, what kind of documentaries that you've done. That's something that will be added very soon. At least I'm quite sure it's as well very important. Then the podcasts, at least you've seen some of them. Mentor and skill young journalists, video and photojournalism, graphic designing, social media engagement. So these are some of the 6 sold services that are provided by Kunane Media Foundation. In most cases, when people come to your website, these are some of the key things they are looking out for. What are you? And what do you offer? The other things, yes, they are interesting, but really, these are one of the things that really catch people's minds and attention. Those two. What you are and what actually you do. That's why I kind of tried to make it to the first page, such that after reading our mission and our vision, if you wanted to know what they do, then you can click the button to discover more. Then there are podcasts, of course. As Ivan has already mentioned, they do different sectorial podcasts, for example, politics, education, welfare, entertainment, just to indicate the different stuff that we do. We are also involved in education, welfare, entertainment, politics. And I'm aware, Ivan, sooner or later, you're also going to be involved in doing outreaches, campaigns, as you had mentioned a few minutes earlier. That's why even after those categories, I don't know if you're seeing our current engagements, they think the next thing that followed was, do you have a story? Then you become our guest today. So that's why it takes you to get started at the Ivan Show. When you click that, of course, it takes you to the contact details. If at all you're interested to work with these people, the next thing you want to contact them. There are so many options. There is the office address, which will be changed. It's not actually, I think you're not already in that location. But of course, that's something that can be changed. But at least there is an email and a phone number. Clicking on that email, it will take you directly to your Gmail, if at all you're using Gmail or Outlook, and you can really send information that you want to pass on to these people. There is also a form where you can get in touch. Maybe you have any other idea, you wanted an inquiry. That's why that form is there. And then there's also a map in case you're interested in, you want to drive there yourself and meet them physically. That's the purpose of the map, to help you navigate easily. Yeah, then there are trends. It's a media company, so and in most cases, Ivan, on those different social media accounts he was mentioning, he's going to be sharing the different trends that are happening in the country. That's why on that trends part, I tried to share, it's still on the homepage, I tried to share some of the Twitter posts which Ivan had posted on Twitter, but now they are also rendered here on the website. For most websites, this is a common feature they normally have. It's not dynamic currently. The reason that it will require money if you wanted it to be dynamic, in a way that every time you post on Twitter, your tweet can also come to your website automatically. Yeah, but at least I can have this feature which shows maybe most of the most engaging posts being posted here. That's really the first page. The other interesting pages, if you really wanted to know the other interesting pages, the idea of the first page is that if you go to the first page, you should be able to cover as 70% of the whole website content as possible. That's why I make sure I leave as many links as possible. Even on the first page, before you can even start scrolling, Explore More will take you to the About Us, what we do. And then, latest episode on the Ivan Show takes you to the different podcasts that we've done. As you scroll down, you're going to find these are the different YouTube videos that Ivan has been able to do. This is a little bit dynamic in a way that every time Ivan posts a YouTube video, it will automatically come to the website. And we agreed that every time someone clicks on that video, they don't have to go back to YouTube. YouTube is made in such a way that when you're already there, you don't want to come back. It's done intentionally, it's designed intentionally. So I convinced him that we should leave the feature where people can actually watch the video from the website without having to go to YouTube. If you try clicking one of those videos, and the first video is really the latest upload on YouTube, which means if he uploads a video right now, it will come up here automatically, and that will be the latest. That's a premium feature, but since we know ourselves, these are some of the things I would be charging other people outside there expensively. But since I understand the fact that the team is still starting and we are still growing, there is a lot more to uncover. I really didn't have to be hard on these things. Yeah, so then there is, on that menu, on the phone, those three lines near the search button. That's why you can get everything else. But the idea is, even before you go to that menu, you should be able to access those things the moment you land, first time on the first page. That's why I try to leave those links. One that will take you to About, another one that will take you to the different podcasts that we've done. Yeah, and the team. So when you click on those three, you're able to see the team. Starting from the chief executive officer to the deputy, all of them, plus up to the end, where we have the board of advisors. It's done in a way that every time you click on someone, you get a tooltip talking about this person. In that when you click on Ivan, you're going to read about Ivan. Ivan is the Dynamic Executive Director of Tukunane Media Foundation, where he masterfully blends his rich academic. In that when you tap on another person, it disappears and now you start to read about this other person. Yeah, which I think was okay, because in most cases, other people will put links. Maybe this is his Twitter link or LinkedIn link or WhatsApp link. But I made it in a way that if you really wanted to know about this person, just click on that picture and read about them. Other than when you want to really go to their website, and now all of a sudden you're in Twitter, and somehow when you've reached that side, you now get something that is trending on Twitter. There is that bit of, you don't want to navigate back to where you're coming from. So that's why I try as much as level best to leave everything on the website. Then, of course, not forgetting, as you're aware, this Tukunane Media Foundation is going to be partnering with a number of people, as well as sponsors who might be interested in seeing the work they do, and who can actually go ahead and fund these people. That's why you're going to find some parts with the button to sponsor them, to donate us. It's down there on the website. If you're on the laptop size, you're able to see that donate form also on the landing page. However, on the phone, it's down. The idea is you don't want to make it look like you're really interested in donations, but really if someone has read your work and they are kind of caught up, then let them donate. I already feel like it's already hidden. Someone may keep on scrolling and may never find the donate us button. But yeah, this is the button that will enable funders, maybe sponsors, to make a donation, where they can come and enter an amount and they can proceed to check out. This one hasn't been fully done, but it will be done in a few days. I'm sure the last thing that's pending is an account number, which we really need to integrate such that people can automatically donate. Yeah, it's very secure. That's why we want to really work with a gateway that is very secure. We don't want to, someone can put in an amount, by the time they process, someone has already interfered with your middleware. Some of the things Ivan really wanted me to talk about, but this is the only risky part, because every time there is a hacker or... But again, this is just the beginning. You can imagine this was done in a month. So all the other good features you think can be added, they can be added. Yeah, I'm ready to work with Ivan. I know him. I'm not a mean person, so we are going to make sure if someone comes to the website, really, they get to find what they are looking for. Imagine, I always tell Ivan that every time maybe you're approaching a client or maybe a partner, there's that thing that will easily attract them to work with you. Having a website like this and it is showing some of the work that you've done, like speaks for itself already. Yeah, so that's why I'm ready to take on the different features that you people really want me to add. That's it, unless you have some questions for me.
For example, we talked about the funding aspect. Finally, understanding on the grounds of patriotism, right? I can call it that way, because it's your colleague and you really wanted to come up with something. But it's also not a bad thing if at least you gave us a picture, because everything requires, operation requires money, funding. That is a reality. We can't run away from it. Because you can do it now and then later on you find maybe in trouble or something like that. So it's always good that if, for example, we start getting money, it means we shall have to distribute the funds. Production manager here needs money. I will technically remove myself in the equation. Then there is a head of procurement, by the way. Anything to do with camera. So kindly you tell us, like, give us a picture of monetary value, like what you expect the company at least to think about.
Think about?
Yes. In terms of supporting this effort that you're doing for the foundation.
For those other improvements that will be needed, I don't imagine a future where I would charge a lot of money, like, for me to do this, I need this. I don't imagine that future already. It's in a way that the way I work with Ivan is in a way that I could be somewhere and he helps me get someone I really wanted. Yeah, it's not like you must pay for this feature. Yeah, it's a sort of a partnership.
As much as everyone is here right now, is because of the name Tukundane. So we believe that the website, the content created, it all still rotates 100% on one character, Ivan Tukundane. I will give you a scenario. I have one station I was supervising. I reached at that station. One Muganda man entered the station. My girls there smiled, convinced the person, all this and this. And during the course of transacting, this one taking his item and this one paying in cash, one of the girls, it was not by mistake, asked the fellow in Runyankore. The man was like, bano beba tubonya bano. The man said, give me back my money. I want to drill into you the sense of how this is not even legally attached, but how technical this is. The girl never abused someone, never did anything, but simply because we don't know, we can't tell what a Munyankole man ever did to this Muganda man here, but I can try to show you the amount of hate someone would even carry to your grandkids who never even did a single thing to that person. So in that sense, I think we can look at Ivan either getting other people on board, if we are to maintain these names to Kundane, having other faces now onto these shows. But if we are to keep Tukundane and keep him 100% active in...
I think I got what he said. I thought it was about the Tukundane Media Foundation. For that one, I was going to explain it better, but I think he's speaking about improving on the site, where on the site, it's not about Ivan Tukundane, but putting other people on board so that it does not bring bias. It's what he's trying to mean. But if it's about the registering it as a company, which is not, and I've been able, at least, that's why I had to ask again to ascertain and give a better advice. And with that, in case, because I was here with Ivan as you're speaking, because I was giving more light. I realized, even for coming up with a name, by the way, Ivan would have told you how it started. He had his own name. But when he came, I told him, you know what, Ivan, you've given me your sight, you've given me your vision, you've given me your aim. If you're going to register it as a company, there's some steps that they normally follow. And my fellow counsel is here, and also some other people who have registered companies, at least you know. When you're registering a company, you have to look at your aims that are going to help you to come out with a name that is suitable, that it's going to always even function. Even when you're not around, someone will be like, there is a Tukundani Media Foundation. It's not all about IT. It's nature of business, probably. It's about technology. Because for this foundation, it's mostly not about media. If you go broadly about it, this foundation, it's also looking at educating the youth, as he stated it a bit, sensitizing. There's so many people who really want to know some things, but they don't get the opportunities. Yeah, like for example, when I spoke about IRC, it's in regard to refugees. You can go in those northern parts and you find young boys. They can get your phone, like just getting a small phone like this, and they tell you, you know what, for me, I know how to do this. So you, as a person who's into Tukundane media, what are you going to bring in? Like, what are you going to send to, like, put in public or community? Whereby you're not going to only look at what you're bringing on table, but we are also going to look at how do we put it back to the community. One, it's also where we're going to engage different people to also help, because here in our foundation, the good thing, we have engineers, we have lawyers, we have sales, even we have teachers. You can find, we have teachers, by the way, who are like volunteering, who can also help to synthesize or to bring education into something through media. Because there are so many things that are going in within our country. You can find people are using media for their own gains. Others are using media for bias, to put hate, to put what. But this is something that's beyond. So when Ivan came, he had a vision. Which vision, I bless the Lord, he has put it into place. And for anything that any person wants to add on, you can bring it on board. Because for the values, we have transparency, we have integrity, and under integrity, there's so many things under it. Integrity mostly entails discipline. And how do you bring discipline into it? Whereby you help, if, for example, any person wants to get an idea, you don't have to go beyond someone's back to, I always love saying, there is hypocrisy beyond beyond control, in another way, that you find someone can be like, oh, there is this comedia. I'm just giving an example. There is some comedia waka tukundani ababanyanko, like, just, you know, and society, no, I'm just giving and society, how it comes about, it's because people are already biased, you get. So you as a media, or you as a foundation, how are you going to come in to remove that bias from people, to remove the bias that, oh my God, they are Westerners, oh my God, they are mostly these people who are doing this. So you come out with what they call values, which values you have to look at. If it's about transparency, how are you doing it, or how are you practicing it? If it's integrity, by the way, does not start from office or where you're seated as a mayor or you're a president or what. Integrity starts even from the smallest character of a person. How do you value the person you sit with? How do you value the people you meet? How do you value every person who comes to you? Everyone comes, by the way, from a different background. How you talk. You can find a Mchiga. I'm not being a tribalistic person. I'm just giving an example. You can find a Mchiga. A Mchiga will tell you when you're seated, or in Kaya, like where you very loudly in people, everyone is saying, you're like, Bana, I speak coca little. You don't know, that's how I talk, even bangs the table. So are you also going to do the same energy? You get. So character also entails in integrity. And as a foundation, we have also to look at all those values. And as the former people had already given their objectives, that had given their views about everything, I think about the site, it's about looking at everything. For them, they did not look at something to be like, on the site there is Ivan, no? They looked what's happening in society. They looked at different things in order to come out with their ideas. And with that, Ivan, he's going to work on it. And I know the people who are also in regard to the media or like IT, they're going also to work on it with other members. Then another thing, it's about creativity and innovations. Innovations, I think also Ivan, you had given light about it, right? And creativity, then excellency. You know, when you're starting something, it does not start with a bed of roses. I do remember my dad always used to tell me, when I was going to do law, he used to tell me, yes, there are lawyers you're saying they're driving expensive cars, nice phones, nice perfumes, smelling nice perfumes. They wear nice suits and everything. But the question you always have to have behind your back is, did they start from the way you're seeing them? So even in this thing, as we are starting this foundation, there are some ups and downs which are going to come. There are times where members, including, by the way, I'm not speaking like, Ivan, I don't want you to feel like I'm doing something, but there are times when you're going to reach and you feel even the members who you started with, they're going to be like, oh my God, we are not moving anywhere. But let me tell you something. A person who moves slowly, but with integrity, a person who moves with motivations and tries their level best, more especially if you have a powering team, it's better than to work with people who support you when you're winning, but do not support you when you're falling. Why am I speaking this? I don't know if I put it in a right way. One, when you're starting something, everyone will speak out of you. Like they'll tell you, you won't manage, you're not good at this, you have to do this. Yes, we all take advices. But the question is, when you're starting, you have to look at, yes, I believed in myself to reach even this far. So what am I going to do? You have to sit and set your pace and look at a bigger, you look at your own destination. Where do I want to see this foundation? And it's what Tukundane Media Foundation, every person who's in, whether on the board or not on the board, we have to look at. And I was so happy because many people are giving, by the way, their ideas, and I saw they were really, really moving, So it's the same thing. To reach excellency, you have to look at what is told, why is it being told to you, how are you going to do it. There are always the hows, there are always the whys, there are always the whats, there are always the where, there is always the conclusion in everything. So the moment you work with all those things, you're going to reach and you feel like, okay, yes, I looked at the hows, I put in the where. Where the where was, I made sure to look at the conclusion and how I'm going to do it. And with this, we're going to really work hard in everything that Ivan has stated, and also we're going to work on that, what needs to be looked at. I think that's what I can easily speak.
We've had all the comments from the members regarding the website preview. Now the next item is, if we called it any other business, probably there could be a recommendation recommendation, how you think, what lesson you can give to the CEO, maybe a word of encouragement to show the challenge that is ahead of him. It might be a little bit small, but for me, I congratulate him because he has brought big people here. I am small myself. I'm small, but at least he has brought some other people. So it's a good thing, and I really appreciate that every person who is here is at least somewhere. We have the sales people, Vivo. Okay, this is also a nice one when it comes to sales. So it's upon him and the head of procurement. Actually, the head of procurement and the production manager will make my work easier as the chief of operations. If I have the gadgets by this office here, I'm not taking away the responsibility. He may say your name, but if his procurement is clear, he gets those things. Then this man designs the content. Then for execution, then it is upon me to see the recruitment, who is going to write, whom we are going, because I even think we should remove the CEO from hosting that show that he calls Ivan's show. We can amend it to have maybe a young lad or a new face to handle that show and give it Wadulo and the enterprises show. That's not the thing. So under that, you could have a documentary talking about climate change. You could have a documentary talking about health. You could have a documentary talking about financing or ICT. So that's one, unless someone is just I don't have anything to do with Tukundane, I don't want to know. But I think at that level we can address it like that. But with that one, surely, I take it in good faith, and we're going to work on it. You still have something?
Madam Council, the issue we want to address, me and my colleague, is at phase 1. You are at phase 2. You did very good for us when we have sorted our issue of the naming, that in a way that it addresses the bias, the natural bias. These other things of how we behave, how you do, is after you've helped us address that. Is our name fit for purpose? Does it avoid the natural bias? Or whether the company or what does it take to change the name if it has been registered? Okay, we just need that at that phase.
That is also the other component that we were having. So now, these members are concerned. Let me use my own self. If you have, for example, Kawa Ivan Media Foundation or Kawa Media Foundation, that even if I'm doing a lot of things to do with the refugees in Lamo, even in Hoima, Masindi, wherever, there is that bias, but that's a Westerner. And they feel that acts as an impediment to the operation of the company. Now their proposal is, can we address that at this stage, right? Now, I am also going to guide as the chair of this meeting. Whenever we point out a problem, we have to find a solution. I believe as we were talking, because you have now to think so fast to recommend some of the probable names, you feel like we can call this the one that can replace Tukundane Media Foundation. We shall get them. Of course, the committee will sit and review to come up with a final thing. Wadulo, you have something to say?
Yes, the organization is called Tukundane Media Foundation. Yeah? And like our brothers have raised it, yes, you're definitely going to get some biases, okay? Because some people are going to think that, okay, it's owned by perhaps a Munyankole, and there are people who have negative bias against that aspect. Let us not hide behind that. However, we were discussing with my colleague just there, and she said that even President Museveni has critics, yeah, but that doesn't stop him from being who the president is, yeah? And you're never going to please everyone in this life. If you ever live to please everyone, then you're never going to get there, okay? Personally, my company is called All Star PR and Media Limited, yeah? you may not be able to affiliate that company with any maybe tribal anything, but I kid you not, my mother said that name is not good. Reason, because I have had so many things called Ulster, but my company is OLSTAR. If you want to check it out online, it's ulster.ug, okay? But my mother herself doesn't like that name, okay? But the business has been registered since 2019, and we are still making profits. You get what I mean? So, Council mentioned something about values, okay? If the company is called to Kundani Media Foundation, it's been registered. Quite a number of things get into this process, okay? And I like the fact that you've fronted it as stage one. If we can avoid some of these things at stage one, perhaps they won't catch up with us maybe at stage 15 or 13, okay? However, you have raised the concern, and the team is what? Is aware about it. So that means, as they craft their action plans, as they do everything, they will have this potential threat at the back of their mind. And whatever they craft, I think that's why you should be able to do what? To put all these things into consideration. First and foremost, I want to really say, let's clap for this gentleman for putting it. You've challenged me because I've not done something like this, but maybe because your company is more company limited by guarantee, mine is limited by shares. We are strictly a profit-making company. Yours has that element of the NGO side, okay, in that you're empowering the community, which is a very good thing, yeah? So for that issue, for me, I think it's not a big issue. If the values are set straight and they are communicated through the way the people do their work, yeah, whoever wants to jump on board will jump on board. Whoever has to jump on board will jump on board, yeah. Whoever is maybe limited by the bias, that will be their challenge. The goal here is to impact the community. Whether you are from the west, whether you are from the north, wherever you're from, okay? Whether you're from the east, the goal is to impact the community and still make a living out of it, right? I think that's all I'll say about that. But Ivan, you had wanted me to say something small, and I'll say it. I have less than 2 minutes. I'll start with the Bible verse, okay? Proverbs 13:4. This is a Bible verse that reflects who you are and what you've done. And it's about diligence. Proverbs 13:4 says, "The soul of the sluggard desireth and has nothing. But the soul of the diligent shall be made fat." The key word here is diligence. Okay? You have proven to be diligent with your dream. From the day we graduated you about 2 years ago, yeah, 2 years ago, you mentioned at your graduation that the next time I call you people, I am going to be calling you at the launch of perhaps my company, and I'll be a CEO, okay? And you have proven that you are a diligent person. Each and every day you are working. One of the animals, or should I say living creatures, that exemplifies diligence are the ants, okay? Somewhere still in Proverbs it says, "You lazy ones, go look at what the ants are doing." The ants don't have a king, or they have a queen probably, but they're very small creatures that can build an anthill that is larger than a human being, okay? But where does the person get the capability to build something larger than themselves, okay? One of those words is diligence. So Ivan and your team, I applaud you on this. This is a great milestone. Just keep diligent, yeah? There will be ups and downs, but stay true to what your vision is. Do not meander so much. You'll have challenges. There will be days where you feel like giving up, okay? There will be days where you feel like giving up. There will be days when, like Council mentioned, there will be days where your team falls off, okay? But it's going to be your responsibility to encourage your team. Keep selling your vision, yeah? I use the Bible a lot because it's one of the reasons that has made me who I am. A leader is only as good as their followers. Otherwise, if you don't have followers, then you don't have a team. Okay? So it's going to be up to you to keep selling your vision on a daily basis. Not only just to your team, but to everyone else. President Museveni, that's what he does on a daily basis. He keeps selling his vision, the NRM ideology, to everyone he meets. I don't know if all of you watched that video of Eddie Kenzo on how the president kind of, transformed him to be an NRM cadre. Who watched that video? I advise you to look out for that video. So many stories have been said about the president. You first begin as his hater until you meet him, and then you do what? You change your mind. Yeah? That's what any leader does. Allow criticism, take it in good faith, whether bad and good, but preach or tell people your vision. Yeah? And let them decide whether to join you or fight against you. All right? So that's one. Then the last one is last and critical issue that I would want us to address. I'm a media practitioner. I studied mass communication. I hope to improve or upgrade my studies within the same field. However, I've noticed something critical that I feel the fact that you're a foundation, you should address. Yeah? The media practitioners have been, can I say, have been attacked by a very, very large group of unprofessionalism. There are so many people that do not study media that are into the media fraternity. I trained you, you got qualified, and I can say that you took time, you took the responsibility to study what you're getting into. Many people do not. And sadly, because of the advent of this device, everybody now feels they can become a media practitioner, which is not necessarily the case. There are so many layers to making information ready for people to consume it. Okay? So that's one thing I feel. That's one thing I feel as a foundation. You should strive to improve the space for both media practitioners and media consumers. Okay? The other challenge we have as media practitioners is that in Uganda, the standards are still low. That's one. And also two, can I say, in terms of remuneration, in terms of the way media practitioners earn, yeah? It's very hard for a person to say, I'm going to retire or work within the media and die a wealthy man within the media, unless they are very strategic and calculative. So I feel like some of these things you should strive to improve. One of your objectives, or maybe I would suggest, strive to see how you improve the media landscape for both practitioners and consumers. Yeah? With those few words, allow me to say thank you very much and congratulations. This is a very big, milestone, and you have my support at any time. I didn't think I would be here, but I'm thankful to God that I'm here. And yes, and thank you very much for believing in this gentleman. All of you, thank you for believing, because you're here because you believe. You've spent your transport money or your kafuta, your fuel to come here for, a vision that someone has sold you. Yeah? I can attest that he's a very diligent person. He's not a person that takes anyone for granted, whether you're below him or above him. And I think that's a character I also told you. No matter, as long as the person has the qualification of being a human being, they deserve your respect, whether they're a mad person. Okay? They deserve your respect. Just give them an ear and listen to them. There's something you'll always speak. Thank you very much, and have yourselves a great one. I'll be waiting for my cake.
So, Mr. CEO, the next part is yours. I won't tell the members what it is, but kindly take the podium.
Chief of Operations, Ivan Kawa. I think you need more thanks, and I will see on matters regarding on how to, I will see. So, give me opportunity to invite one of our elders who has represented the Board of Advisors to come and take the floor.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a great opportunity. One of my greatest hobbies is talking. I think I'm not going to speak a lot. Everything was previously stated by the CEO, that's the executive director, Ivan, and also his deputy, plus other people who had already given speeches about it. I'm going to briefly state how Mr. Ivan started this journey briefly. Then I think and even another thing, I think I had already given a little bit briefly about the values. Not even briefly, but I had spoken about the values on everything. I had given it, I think, my exhaustion. So as I had introduced myself earlier, I'm Dagide Angela Ruth. I'm an advocate by profession, working with Sechid Associated Advocates. And also I work with IRC, that's the refugee camp. It's in Lamor. Yes, I'm a researcher there, and also at the same time I'm an assistant advocate to one of my bosses. So sometimes I do research, sometimes I also volunteer in it. And here in Tukundane Media Foundation, I'm on the board of advisors with Mr. Fajil Mandi, Professor Waiswa, and both of them weren't able to come because earlier being told by our executive that Fajil Mandi is very sick and we need to put him in our prayers. Then Professor Waiswa, he's on his duties, but he has sent his regards. So Tukundane Media Foundation wasn't only started in regard to Tukundane Ivan, but Tukundane Media Foundation started as a media platform whereby Ivan wanted to put more expression in what media looks like, whereby he wasn't only looking at television broadcasts or interviews, but he wanted to look at something beyond only media, but also technology, like the nature of business. And for us to reach to take it as a foundation, he had to look at different things, whereby he wanted to make it as an NGO, where it's not only about profit making, but he wanted to make it an NGO so that he puts it even to the community. He puts the community, or he engages the community in everything that needs to be taught. For example, there are so many youth who want to know about IT. And IT, remember, it's not only about being on TV, radio, but IT, even the engineers, the people who are doing plumbing, the different sectors. That's why you see even on the foundation or on the board, there are different people. There are members who are lawyers, there are members who are teachers, there are members who are engineers, there are members who are even onto other businesses. So as a board, we're going to be mostly we're going to be offering our independent strategic structures, where we're going to look at how are we going to help the foundation to grow. How are we going to how are we going to help our foundation to be known by the public? Here we're not only going to work as the board of advisors, but we are going to look at different ways on how to help the foundation blossom, and also on how the foundation can look at different sectors in order to look at it. And I was so happy to see that there are so many members who gave their concerns, and with that, believe me, we are going to work on it. For this foundation, why we gave it the name Tukundane Media Foundation, I had earlier stated that he gave his aims, which aims were not only about making money, but his aims mostly included bringing the community together. And even in bringing the community together, he has a vision of creating something big. So it's me who I gave him in fact 3 names. I told him, you know what, Ivan, you have brought IT Media Foundation. You've brought IT Media Foundation, and which other name did you give? Forgotten. There were so many names, by the way. Then I gave him like 2 names. I told him, you know what, let's reserve these 3 names. But the Tukundane Media Foundation, I think it will work better, because why? You're not only looking at the media, but you're putting it even to the public for people to tell you their grievances, for people to give you ideas on how to make this come to play with what you want. Because he wanted mostly to sensitize the public through media. And I told him, okay, there are people who are already biased about media. People are abusing each other. People are fighting on media. How are you going to how are you going to bring change into it? So I told him, just make it to Kundane Media Foundation and put the other names. And guess what? On approval, it was to Kundane Media Foundation, which is now registered and put into play. And that's why I kept on speaking about the values, which values we have to look at, which values include transparency. There is teamwork, working with everyone, even for those who are in public who are giving their opinions. There is integrity. As I had earlier stated, integrity entails a lot of things. Not only integrity, but even character. Character, I spoke about it saying the grooming. Everyone comes from different societies. Everyone has different backgrounds on how they are groomed. But character, you as a person who is on the board, how are you putting it out for the public? How are you going to change? And even another thing, not everyone, even if you do something, you can never please people. You can never. Because you can feel, okay, you can think or feel like you're doing something to help the community. But not everyone will be happy for what you're doing. There are some who will be like, sure, this man, he has come in our community that is educating our children. Who says that I want to educate my children or my child? There are always those criticisms. But at the end of the day, it goes back to integrity. You as a leader, you as a person, how are you putting it up there? Are you going to also stand and fight back? Or you're going to stand on your farm or on your character and on your way in order to show the public that yes, there is already this, but I'm standing firm on this because I have a vision. That's what we are going to look at. Then we also have inclusiveness, where we have to do something that is different from other people. So many people have foundations. In fact, there are so many people who have foundations in regard to media. If you do Google, you would find some. But you as to Kundane Media Foundation, what is going to exclude you from other people? What is going to make you to be like a brand? What is going to make you to be as a person? That's what as the board of advisors we're going to give. That's what the board of advisors we're going to make sure to make it come into play. We're going to make sure that we are excluded from any other people where we bring change, and one of them is making sure every day people see different faces, not only for our founder. Creativity and innovation. I think this is self-explanatory. I think I will even add it in line with inclusiveness, whereby your creativity, what are you bringing on board which is new? What are you putting for the public to know about the website? What are you going to change about it? You get innovations. How are you going to sit on the board? How are you going to be like, what innovations, what are you going to put which is going to be a change to the public and society? What will society see which is different from any other media foundations? That also has to be looked at. Then the last value of our foundation, it's about excellency. I had earlier stated that there are those moments whereby you feel like, you know what, I have tried my best, but why is for example, I'm just giving an example, like, why is my team now falling out? There is what they call in excellency. There are always those things. For you to reach the top, there are times when you have to fall. But when you fall, you have to stand up and dust yourself. That's what we are also going to look at. So, as a Tukundane Media Foundation, as here at Tukundane Media Foundation, we're going to look at all those values in order to come to an exclusive, you get, foundation where we're going to work hand in hand. And in case of any ideas, please keep them coming in so that we make a perfect thing, or to make sure that we put it into play. Thank you very much. That's what I could say.
I may first invite the designer, because this man is tremendous. The designer come. You are also going to be included, like Ivan Kahwa is praising me every day. So anytime I will be giving you something. So I want to take the pleasure to thank you so much, my designer, and the team at large. But I want to officially take the opportunity to launch the website of Tukundane Media Foundation. It is now fully launched and ready to function. And the other things, we shall keep integrating them in. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, the team and the interim secretary.
So in a count of 5.
So we are going to count from 5, and when we reach to 0, then we shall have the cake cut. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.